Alrighty. I think we're cruising right now. We got nothing there. We got our thing log zoned in. We got our music playing. I think we're in a good spot here. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing right now, but let me just... I gotta first prepare this clay. Then we can hang out. Well, I guess I'm right in front of the... You guys can't see me. So I'm starting to think that I shouldn't throw half a bag when I do this. I think I should start doing a third of a bag. Because I'm telling you, editing the almost 2 hour plus stream stuff is a little difficult. Good evening, chili dogs. What you focus on grows. Feed them horses. We're gonna throw today. Off the hump again. Half a bag. We got my hair's braided up, so hopefully I don't have any bad clay hair moments. Anyway, let's get into it. I'll see you guys over there in a second. Ka-chow. Okie dokie. There's one more thing I needed to do actually, guys. I have to leave you guys down here for a second. Oh no. Sorry guys. What do you think? One second. Where's my keys? Where's my keys? Alright. Sorry about that, guys. I am back. Isn't this song a vibe, though? I feel like I gotta dance a little bit more to this song. Good? Ready? Ka-chow. Just, what a vibe. What a vibe. Keys. Done. we have a sponge in here? No. I do want to have one sponge I like though. But it's okay, we'll use this sponge. We're not gonna be too picky here. We also don't want this tool. We do want the wooden knife tool. What else do we want? We got a rib, sponge, and wire. Wire! You guys know that? Jesse Pinkman from not Game of Thrones, oh my goodness. From, I forget what it's called actually. Breaking Bad, there you go. Okay. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna clean off all the dry stuff on this bottom. Okay. First thing we gotta do, we gotta seal this bottom edge here. So you really gotta use your body weight there. You can kind of see how I'm curling this hip over. Ideally, I'd actually have a little bit of a larger stool because it's hard for me to kind of get my hip down in there. Oh, we also don't have a little leather. I wonder, do I have one just lying around? I do. Epic. Oh. Alrighty. Zoom? Is that That's so funny, it's cut out. Camera B. Camera B. Space. Wow, the only thing that can see it right now is the camera A. And then maybe wheel? Wheel? Kind of thinking about this little ring here on this top. It's a little bit off center. Okay. Then we're gonna cut off this on the bottom here, so get some water. Ready to turn this off. One. Probably actually going to bring this down a little bit. So then we can get this some different camera angles here. Down, out, and then up. And a couple things that we're trying to do is make sure we have our base even. We're coming right out to this corner here, and then we're going to go straight up from the corner. You can see how we kind of bring this little bump up, right? Okay. So some things that we didn't do on some of the old, or not the old ones, but the ones from the last batch, was we didn't have a lot of like kind of more egg-shaped pots. We also didn't have a lot of swirls or squiggles. So that's something that I kind of want to address in this new batch. There we go. Zoom. I feel like I should be able to bring this over a little bit. That should work. Okay. Mork says, I just want to take a big old bite out of the clay. Om nom nom. Well, make sure if you do that you use a nice, this is actually a little bit of a weird bottom. It's like a totally flat bottom. But we're gonna keep it. We're not gonna mess with it too much. Just make sure that you can eat that clay, you know. I'd hate for you to get sick. Right on this top edge. Right underneath this bottom edge. I forgot to taper the top. You should never do what I'm about to do. After you've kind of separated off, you shouldn't go back on the top. But I forgot to bevel out the edge there. Alrighty. Alright, get your hands nice and dry. You guys ready to lift? Nice. Desk. Camera B. I guess I could push this a little bit further out, huh? Maybe it's appropriate for us to stand up and do that, you know? I think maybe I was getting a little bit too like, oh, you know what? How about we do this? So we have both these chairs. Let's just get this a chair stack here. And then we can set this thing on this chair stack. I guess it's more this way, huh? Alright, let's see if we can get this cooking up kind of nice for us here. Can I zoom out at all? Hold on. How do we do this? I gotta go back into my... You guys are gonna have to watch me. Wow, that zoomed all the way out, huh? Okay. This is probably the most I can do for you guys. Unless I set it vertical, which that actually kind of makes more sense. How's that look? Oh, guys, look at that. That's gonna be our new... That looks great. I really think that looks great. Okay, so then this way you guys can kind of see how I'm cruising along with these. Because I think that's, believe it or not, that's an important part. Speedaldo 5 says, follow me. To where, bro? To where? Where are we going? Camera A? Alrighty. You guys ready? Bring this middle right to this corner here. Space. I wish you guys could see. Oh. Okay, right underneath. Push up until I get to that corner. So I gave it some grooves there. A little spiral, right? Again, give off this top rim. And then maybe we want a little a little bit uneven on the top though. You can see how it's a little bit of an oval now. But let's just get this right back where we need it to be. There we go. Alrighty. This is kind of a larger cup, so I can't really make too many of these ones actually. Why is that? Is because if they're too large, they're gonna start to, what's it called? If they're too large, they're not gonna fit in my little bin here. Okay. Desk. So let's get some smart ones. That actually fits in there, okay. How cool is that you guys can see me put that away? I think that's pretty cool. Space. Run off this top. I'm gonna leave this one. I think this one's kind of nice. I know it's not like, here, zoom in for a second, y'all. Zoom. You see how it flares out a little bit right at the top rim? I actually don't even mind it. I think it looks kind of nice regardless. So we're gonna just deal with this as is, and we're not gonna mess with it too much. Okay. Oh. Kind of want a tall foot on this one. I do actually have some water in the inside here, but I don't know if I can get it. Do I have a... I don't think I do. Alright, we actually did it without screwing anything up. Okay, and look how tall I made this foot. This one actually might not fit in the... If it doesn't fit in there, that's okay. We'll just move it. But why we want this tall foot is I can imagine just this cup looking really weird with the tall foot. And that's why we want the tall foot. It actually does not fit. Okay. So we're gonna take this over there to our second area. We have a second area over here that actually can fit taller objects. So that would be kind of cool. I'm looking forward to finish that one. We're also going to get a different wire tool quick, because this one has a little bit too much spring to it. It's making it a little bit difficult to take some things off here, actually. There's a little bubble there. I'm looking at some hair in my eye. It's a little frustrating. Camera B. Doing a poll, it's all about consistency. And so here I am at the bottom. Slowly I'm gonna find that finger on the outside there. I'm gonna get right over top. Now I have this really nice bump. That's all I'm doing. I'm just slowly lifting both my hands up at the same time. We can bring this up, right? Alrighty. So we'll probably want to do something a little bit weird and funky with this one. So, I'm going to take our little wooden knife tool. I'm going to say hello, little wooden knife tool. Do you mind if we bring this edge out to the side here? I don't mind at all. Things are coming out. Right there. We're going to use this side here. Create a little groove. And then we're going to continue bringing this straight up here on this side. Zoom. Kind of a nice shape here. You gotta, every once in a while you gotta make some really wacky looking ones. I feel like the goal is to try to throw in everybody's style, right? Like all the forms. Some forms are you need to actually, anything on the wheel, you know, I don't want to do a lot of hand-built additive things on any of these really. I actually don't think this one will fit either, but we'll see in a second. Alrighty, so we got this. Camera B. Desk. Another one that doesn't really fit in there. So sad. Alright, no more tall ones. That's it for the tall ones. I'm kind of getting annoyed that I have to drop them in this area here. Not too happy about that. That's okay. Space. So look what happened there. I had some soft clay that wasn't really attached, and so it caused this little piece to jut out. And so I probably should have coned and centered that clay one more time before going into this one. That still is kind of cool. Look at this one, guys. Now this one, this one's pretty good. All right, zoom. Right around the top. There we go, guys. Through. Done. Lift this up. You know, I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do coming up. And it's a little difficult for me to imagine it. You know, I think I'm going to start doing, like, I got to start making some cash money. So I got a couple of ideas. And believe it or not, as much as I make, I need more functional stuff to sell. So these might be part of it, but I'm not too sure. There we go. And the shape of this interior is just, It's almost perfect. I'm not even gonna touch it too much. I do still want this to be a cup though, even though it's very bold right now. We kind of like that line, I think. I think that line's better than it tapering out, you know? Alrighty. Grab our little sponge. Right underneath with our wire. Once again, right over top, right underneath, and right through. Wipe your hands off just a little bit. Get ready. Take your fingers right underneath this edge here. You lift right up, off. And let's set it on that. That's perfect. Desk, camera B. So you can see, that's what we got cruising right now. I don't even know what I want to listen to, guys. How about like some more least? Alrighty. There we go. We're gonna go right over here. Somebody said good evening. Nice pieces. Good evening to you, Chili Dog. I hope you're well. Yeah, these ones are kind of fun. I also changed this camera so you guys can see what I'm making a little bit easier. And the double, it being longer, actually helps. I personally, I think I could do some adjustments to this to make it a little bit nicer. Like I actually think I could angle this down a little bit lower and push it back just a tad. So that way I can angle you could get more pieces in the visual space, but I think it's okay. Anyway, camera B. Wheel. A little water on the top. Zoom. You're ready to push this down into your hand and scoop that up. There we go. And now we're in a really good spot to continue our throwing. So you can see consistency and feeling that rotation and raising your hands up is really going to help you out. Kind of dial in your throwing. Okay. Got a little whoopsies on that bottom. It's okay. I'm going to start again right at this bottom edge. Capture this bump, and we're not trying to pull too much in our first go, so you can see how we just had a little bump above our fingers. We're just walking that up. Alright. Do that one more time. I'll give you guys a different angle. Camera B. Space. Okay. So you can see right here at this bottom edge, I'm underneath that edge. So I'm actually underneath the bottom of the vessel here. I'm taking the fingers on the inside. I'm going through this little curve here, right? So you can see this little curve on the bottom. So I'm going through that little curve. So I can have a rounded bottom there. And bring this up to about here. I can feel it starting to get thin, and then I'm just going to take it up right at that point where it starts getting too thin. I kind of like this. We'll bring this in, zoom, and we'll just make this almost like a square here. Right down here on this bottom edge. See how that works, right over top. Wheel. Camera B. Man, that camera A is pretty dang saturated, huh? I think I can fix it, but I'll leave it for now. Doesn't it feel a little bit too saturated? Or does this camera feel better than the other one? Tone-wise, I mean. Alright. Right down to the bottom. Take this little wooden tool there. Zoom. That bubble. You're talking about this? It's not a... It's just a little bit of wet clay. That stuff actually, it goes away, like as you're throwing, right? And the pieces, when they start to dry, a lot of these little small, like globs, they end up... Oh, you mean this. But this is all, this slip here, this stuff all actually goes away when it dries, you know. You'd be surprised on how much gets rid of there. Okay. Anyway, there we go. Right underneath, halfway through, stop the wheel. Get ready. Take your fingers around this bottom edge. Squeeze in just a tad, lift up. Camera B. Desk. Okay. We'll probably... We'll set this one right here. I kind of tagged that edge a little bit, but it's all... I have thick bottom, so it'll be kind of easy to get all that stuff smoothed out when we go to trim it, right? Alright, camera A. Camera A. Somebody said, "Hi, friend. How's the live stream today?" Pretty good. I got all the pieces that I made recently, I got rid of all of them. Not like threw them away, but all those cups that I finished trimming, I actually finished the handles on it. Oh, I didn't even post it on the YouTube yet. Oh, that's so sad. Is there any way I could show it to you guys? No, it'll be on YouTube, in the YouTube Shorts here in a little bit, but it's on my Instagram. But I finished putting the handles on all the trimmed pieces. I did that off stream. Sorry. It just is a little bit... There's not a whole lot of interesting stuff going on when I'm putting that on, other than me just like contemplating, which I think that already happens when I'm throwing on the wheel, but you know, a lot more so. It's your piece. I love it either way. Thank you for letting me have input. Yeah, of course. All good. Zoom. As you can see this bottom edge here. And so we're finding that bottom edge. We're bringing it out thin. Okay, now we just bring this up. Wow, you know what? Do you think it'd be kind of cool to make... Hold on. Let's see. I'll show you guys here in a second. Appreciate you. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you, Captain Orange. That's nice of you to stop in. It's the process. Cool. Glad it's going well. All those bowls look really nice. Yeah. These ones I think... Well, I'm making them... on some of them I was throwing a little bit larger, you know? Can you make a piece with some unique designs on it? Always love when you do that. Yeah, okay. I can do something like that. Alright. So, actually I need to wet my hands just a little bit more. Okay. So the thing that we're going to do here, slow down our wheel. We're going to use our finger here. And we got this little bump. We're taking this up to about here. Alright. Actually, I think I may have gone a little bit too thin to do this. Yeah, I kind of did. But anyway, we're back in at this bottom edge here. You guys ever seen like those little like urns in video games? I'll make a little urn. Actually, I kind of need to get some of this water off here. So I gotta thin this out just a little bit more. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. So you want some little designs in there. Yeah, kind of like a Greek urn thing, you know? Some nice like I imagine oil is gonna be in here or something, you know? But anyway, so let's do those little. So we have those nice little designs in there. Some frankincense oil, yeah, something, you know, like I imagine there being like some little utensil. It's like a topper that you kind of pull out of this. I shouldn't have done this, to be honest. I was just doing the cups, but I don't know, I got a little carried away. What are you gonna do? I can't be mad at myself. Some should make some canopic jars. That would be rad. What's canopic mean? Like jars that look like they're on a canopy? Canopic? Egyptian organ jars. Whoa. That sounds interesting. I feel like if I was to make an organ jar, I'd have to do something like have just a normal jar, but then have it in sections and be like labeled things. So like your heart, it goes in that slot. Like you have slots for your organs in your organ jar. Or maybe I have a mini organ inside of the organ jar. Like the organ, the instrument. Multi-chambered. Yeah, I think so. Right? Like maybe we can broaden the idea of organ jar, right? And think about it like a jar that holds random things, but are for them specifically, right? Like you have a Game Boy Advance part jar that holds like just parts from a Game Boy Advance, right? I'm actually really thin in the middle, so this is kind of unfortunate. I'm not really gonna be liking this one here. Double uses flute, totally. You should make a tree. I haven't made trees in a while, so I'm kind of done. I'm treed out. I did those trees for the whole year, you know. So I finished that. Um, Again, the pattern and stuff of the trees may come back, but just the process of making them, I'm taking a hiatus from trees. Like I said, it was just a project. Projects end. Alright. Maybe right in this middle one more time. Camera B. Wheel? Zoom? That was satisfying to watch. Quick question. Is the wheel the only tool for pottery making, or are there other tools that perform similar, if not the same? And if so, are they easier to use? It seems like you're coming from the question in a way where it seems like you're interested in starting to make with clay. And so I would say if you don't have to go full send and get a powered wheel. What you can get, I'll show it to you here. Wheel, camera B. This thing right here, if you look up pottery banding wheel, these things are actually pretty expensive, right? But they're really, really like heavy. They have a lot of weight to them, and they move with no jitter at all, right? And so realistically, you can make a lot of pinch pots. You can do all sorts of pottery techniques. You might not be able to throw like what I'm doing here, but you can still make pretty beautiful vessels. I have friends who only just use a banding wheel. So if you just want to get an idea of shaping on a wheel, I would say that I would go for something like that. And you can use them for things other than pottery. Like sometimes if you need to get a, say you want to, what's the word? You're taking photos of like fruits and you want to rotate it, right? You can put like a little white sheet over top of it or a green sheet and just key it out. You can use it, put it on the bottom, like put a big bowl on top of it and use it as like a serving thing. But you can also use it to make pots, which is the main thing. But that's what I would do. Because I would, if you want to try the pottery thing out on the wheel like this, I would say try to find classes near you and just try it out, right? I think it's important to kind of try those things out, especially since wheels are kind of expensive. And your wheels should be a little expensive, you know, like don't get like an Amazon $50 wheel. I'm telling you, I think you'd be better off just getting a $50 banding wheel to start with, right? And just take like a class and try to see if you like the wheel itself, or go on like Craigslist or some type of secondhand thing. You know, there's a ton of potters that are like getting a little bit older now, you know, and they might not be able to throw as much, so you might get a really good deal on a nice wheel. I'm gonna make a wheel into ceiling fan and bucket. Wow, yeah, I wonder you probably overpower the fan spinning a little bit, huh? I feel like that'd be pretty cool to get work. I've always seen like like getting a really nice ball bearing and then doing like a really like concrete huge base wheel and then just like welding a pipe to an attachment so you can fit like wheel heads on the top of it. I've thought about doing something like that before, but it's okay. There's a type of Japanese wooden wheel that's like just it's a chunk of wood that's like upside down over top of some sort of bearing or something. And at least just something that allows it to spin nicely. And those, I always thought how cool it would be to go on like a road trip across America and then just like throw in all the states. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. How cool would that be actually? Like, you ever seen those YouTube channels where it's like a dude and he's like just traveling in a different country and he streams it or makes videos of it and then that's how he funds getting to travel? So they're just on unlimited travel, right? That's what they do. What if you did something similar but with pottery and the US and then you just like booked Airbnbs in all these different spots and just carried your footage with you, and you'd have to get like some sort of battery or a generator too so you could like I don't know, keep all your have like your computer set up and keep that charged because I wonder if it would ruin your car battery after a while. And then you just like leave the pots, you know, there, and so if people want they can go snag one. I feel like that's literally such a cool idea. Don't you think? Like, I think that'd be so cool if somebody did that. I can really imagine that being like, somebody's gonna do that one day for real. Can you imagine how cool that'd be? And then Airbnbs are so popular now, you just have to at least make enough money like a month to fund hopping from Airbnb to Airbnb. And even actually, you could just sleep in your car. What am I talking about? Like, you just need to fund your gas, food, yeah, maybe just gas and food and I don't know. I think if you made money from the views of it, you could make it work. That'd be pretty neat. Work out with the Airbnb to advertise for trades. Oh, yo, you're crazy for that idea. Okay, we gotta watch out, yo. You're gonna get hired for like business advisor. That's gonna be your. Is that what you do in real life, yo? That's crazy. That you came up with that so quickly. That's be a great idea. I can imagine some people really wanting to advertise their Airbnb. Yeah, I can tell. Holy shit. See, some of the clay is getting really wet, so it's popping off the top edge here, so that's kind of sad. Yeah, but I wonder if, since you work at security, I wonder if it's like allowing you time to manifest these ideas. You know? I feel like when I used to be a fry cook, right? And I feel like after a certain point, like I'm not even thinking about being there. I'm literally just like thinking about plans and ideas for like pots and content and stuff. Well, maybe I wasn't really thinking about content then. At that time, I was no social media, no online presence at all. And then I like quit on that. Close in. I just came up with them on the fly. I'm a problem solver. I like to come up with a way to make whatever thing work. That sounds like something you'd put on your resume. Like in the top little summary thing. You summarized that pretty good. Usually for free. There you go. Now, making something like that's what it kind of was screwing me up about, like my just some parts of my setup. I'm trying to like level up something and like work towards getting different tools to make the content a little bit better, right? But there's still a lot of things that are kind of just like jerry-rigged to work, you know? So I don't think that's being cheap. It's being like, you're trying to like find value in things, you know? That's a good mindset to have. Home base is always good though. I'm not sure what you mean. Like, you're talking about not traveling? It's a great way to put it, thanks. I'm gonna put that on my resume. All right, sweet. You helped me with an Airbnb idea, and you got a new line on the resume. I don't know if that's really a fair trade. All right. So this is the last one, and then we got to make a bunch of little mini handles for all this. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to make 11 handles. That'll be easy enough. Just a place. Oh, you mean just a place to go off to? Yeah, for sure. That's like, I don't know. I really hope that one day I'll be able to get a large chunk of land and just live out there. I feel like, really, I think it'd be like such a good good thing to do in my lifetime. I really want to do that. I'd like to like have like areas of the land, like there'll be like a little forest of cedar trees, and then in that cedar tree little forest, I have like pots scattered around outside, just like chilling out there, right? And so like trying to use these zones is like actually like a display, I think would be so cool. Okay. Okay, so we gotta get the rest of this oopy goopy freaking not sturdy clay. And then from here, we're gonna start making those little rings. Okay. Actually, I actually kind of want to get this. There's some weird air bubbles in the middle here. I can kind of just feel them. Okay. Well, we'll start off with something that's close to center. Just remember, if you're rolling the dough, maybe invite me to roll in it. Yeah, I feel like first I gotta make dough. I always thought it'd be cool to have like a big, like have my own private studio, but also have like a big art center like studio. Like try to make it really cool. Like you'd want to be there, almost like a little compound, like a pottery compound. I can imagine that'd be kind of cool. I also thought about, you know how people do like those, I think we were talking about this yesterday, like they do those streamer houses. I feel like it'd be cool to have like a studio like that, where everybody in the studio was like making content and they did like a studio live streams like that. I feel like that'd be crazy, you know? Like you just go over to like somebody who's like doing a painting and you're like, yo, like what do you think about right now? I can imagine like there'd probably be like some like drama for the audience too to like enjoy while also like learning something. Getting to like be creative, you know, but some people with paint, epic scenery in the background. You can throw pots with these majestic views. Travel. Epic sceneries in the background. Yeah, that'd actually be kind of cool. I feel like I feel like I'd have to perform a little bit too much, maybe though, right? Like, I feel like you know, I'm not really into beautiful views, right? I kind of just like spaces. You know, if the forest doesn't have to be beautiful to like feel like it has like almost like the architecture of the landscape is kind of interesting, you know? So, like, that's what I'm more interested. Like, I don't really care if something looks like a space looks beautiful, you know? Like, so I feel like that wouldn't be genuine to me, but I feel like it would be good content. Um, that one's pretty. Okay. So, again, we're handle making now. Nature is beautiful. Yeah, I don't, for me, like I know it's nature is beautiful, right? But like I'm not thinking about nature being beautiful like when I'm in nature, right? I think I really like thinking about like what I can do with a space, right? For example, in my grad school, right? I had this idea. There's like a lot of really beautiful scenery around the area, so I made this like little weird dock in the woods, right? Because I really thought the space needed to be activated. Um, should I have done that? Probably not. Is it still there? Yes. Now that's recorded online, so I could get sued. Anyway, I really like that part about nature. Or I like seeing like weird stuff like fungus growing. That is what I enjoy. I feel like that'd be hard to show that and do like pottery at the same time, unless I have like a camera, like I have a camera person, like on their camera just like walking around the forest, and it's like hooked up, so then the background is like moving and changing. That'd be cool. I feel like that'd be I already have a digital or wireless transmitter. Like I can imagine I do that for the background. If I could, oh no, this is gonna be bad, y'all. Well, it's like a gear. You can actually make handles and stretch things out this way. So you can see it got longer. It's like when I was making those handles the other day. But, so what happened here was, I'll just peel this off first. See what I did there. I tried to kind of make my own ribbon. It's obviously it's not going to look as nice as the wheel made ones, but still pretty good, right? Why is it so hard for me to find that area, right? Still, I feel like this could go on one of the taller ones, maybe. That was a good save from it ripped off the base there. Fungi is cool. I agree. Fungus is pretty cool. Alright. Again. Down. Making sure we kind of leave some more clay so it doesn't rip off like last time. I haven't done one this wide before, so let's see what we get happening with this, huh? Some of these small ones are really nice. Even this one right here. I wonder if I can just kind of force a reverse. Scoop this guy up. But this, I can imagine looking really nice. I love how chicken on the woods look. I'd love to find some in nature. I've found so many other types, but not that. Yeah, I feel like foraging is really like popular where I'm at. So there's like morels that were in season or something this year. People were pretty excited about that. And then what else? You know, I like those the puff balls. I think are actually pretty cool. I love these little coils, these little ribbons. Okay. So we got, I'll say I got 4. I'll say I got 4 done. Bring this out a little bit more. Good looking and tasty. They do look pretty good. You know, you guys ever seen that the Netflix documentary that's all about fungus? I think there's actually a couple on Netflix. There's some really cool looking fungus. There's some that glow in the dark. That's crazy to me. Fantastic fungi. That's it, right? I'm gonna get one more tool I think could actually cut things maybe just a tad better and not make that scratching noise on my wheel, because I'm literally cutting the plastic on my wheel here. Yeah, whatever that one is, I think that one's pretty good. I remember watching that and being like, what the heck? And there's that idea that like we were like following these elephants and we were eating like the mushrooms from their poop. It's crazy. I don't know if I can even say poop on stream. I apologize. A couple. This one's kind of nice because it gave us, like, this would be like a little tab, right? Oh no. Oh. It's we won't keep it. That's sad. Oh well. This one's pretty good. It's like almost like a little monster. Like a mustache. I can imagine that being good as like a piece on the side of the vessel. Follow him on YouTube. That's pretty cool. I like the glow in the dark part though. I think that was my favorite. There's a lot of really good. I wish I was a kid watching all this stuff. Because there's one that I saw with you guys see the prehistoric planet one? Oh my gosh. Yo. If I was a little kid watching that, I'd literally like, I don't know. I can imagine a little version of me really enjoying that. I enjoyed it now still, you know what I mean? But somebody says, what am I making? I'm making these, they're basically handles for objects, right? And so I'm making these kind of really weird, unorthodox little ribbon candy-esque, caterpillar-like, whatever, however you want to explain it, right? But making these, and then I set them on the side of the cups that I threw earlier, right? So if you look back in the stream, you'll see I was throwing earlier off the big hump, and so I've kind of worked the whole entire large hump all the way down to this little mini hill here. But so these can be like little handles, so that's how I've been making handles recently. for a second. Oh no. Kind of. I wonder if you can see some of them in here. Desk. Oh yeah, you can see some of them in the bottom here. Cool. I thought they were a little bit too low. That makes me wonder if I should have another right over here. I'm getting some new ideas on how to activate this space a little bit, y'all. I'm actually kind of excited. The nature documentaries and the filmography. Just saying the same thing. Was a kind. How to be blown away. Yeah. If you were a kid, I agree. I really like those like dinosaur books too a lot when I was a kid. There's like the ones that would just tell you all the dinosaurs. I remember my favorite dinosaur was a dinosaur called Ava Mimus, and that was my favorite dinosaur in that book. And I liked it because it was like a winged raptor, but it had like a really long ostrich neck. It literally looked like an angry ostrich. Anyway, back to the wheel. Wheel. There we go. So we're going to pluck this one so you can see. Where's my... Here it is. Close in. Got this one here. Something a little bit interesting with the having two of them next to each other. And then we're going to use the thin one on the rest of this and see if we can kind of keep it a little bit more in its own form here. So I can imagine that kind of looking nice. I actually think I'm almost out of space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Got 11. You know, I gotta do like a couple more, right? I gotta do a couple more. Wheel? Alright. This one's gonna be really weird. This one. Literally, this one looks like a close in. Like a seahorse. Can you guys see it? there's not really a good spot. Okay, that should be enough. We'll do a little knob for this last little bit here. How cool is that? Like if you click to the first and the ending here, you know, they're both just on this. And we have this cute little thing here. So now watch this. So I call these little flowers. Oh, it cut. Oh, so sad. It was supposed to get all wonky. So ripped. But you can kind of see how that looks like when you bring that together. I'll see if I can get this. It's just a little bit too thin, so then one of my finger just ripped it. But you pull it really thin, and you kind of give it this. This one didn't really look too nice either. But they become like these little flowers, and sometimes they have like little nice interiors. I'm so sad that it didn't really work too well here, y'all. Sometimes I hope you can see the idea though. You can get like some really pretty little embellishments, right? But you can make like some pretty gnarly looking ones too. But anyway. Alright, y'all. That's it for today. Camera A. They look like, I'll show you what they look like. I have a good one somewhere. I want to show a different one than the one that I normally show. I think I had is the vampire one down here? Yeah, but if it's not here, where is the vampire one? I actually quite like that. That one. I hope I didn't lose it. Wow. I'm kind of... What the heck? Well, I guess I just gotta pick one, right? Eeny, meeny, miny. No, I guess I'll be this one. It's pretty simple, but... Have you ever had something when you're collaring in the interior of a vessel? Right? Zoom. This one's really red right now, right? But it's actually kind of tan, right? But do you see that little fold there? So that little fold, I love the surface of this. It's really kind of like a waxy surface. It's really pretty, actually. Good? Here we are. So this little fold here on the top, you ever try to collar something in and then one side bellies in? So this is like an exaggeration of that, right? so your thumb kind of fits in that little hole. But you can see you can make like little flowery, nobular things on there that I think is kind of cool, right? So anyway. Ka-chow. Camera A. That was kind of funny. Anyway, guys, I'm heading off. So, anyway, guys. Wait, desk? Camera B? Desk? So this is what we made today. Wheel. This is kind of like an exaggeration of like how a knob functions on a pot, and so how to make things that are handles that aren't handles, right? This one's kind of a nice example too. It's a little bit easier to see as well, so you can see how folds and these things, when you bring them together, they kind of create little floral elements on there. But, all right, camera A. Thank you guys for watching. All the best and strong mentality. And I still haven't gotten the voice command to work. So, something's supposed to play there. Anyway, guys, see ya.